My girlfriend texted me, "I can't do this anymore" on a Wednesday morning. By Wednesday night, I owned a cat. On Thursday, I found out I'd never been dumped. Some background. Mia and I had been together about 10 months. Things were good, like meet the parents, sharing a Netflix account, good. Then I'm standing in the break room at work, microwaving leftover lasagna, and my phone buzzes. "I can't do this anymore. We need to sit down tonight and figure things out." I read it maybe 30 times. My lasagna went cold. I called her immediately, straight to voicemail. Texted, "Can we please talk?" Nothing. Not even the read receipt, which somehow felt crueler. By 2 p.m., I'd written the whole eulogy in my head. She'd met someone. She'd finally noticed I was punching above my weight class. My coworker Dev told me to hit the gym and channel it. I did not channel it. Instead, I did something I can't fully explain. On the drive home, I passed the animal rescue on 5th, the one I'd slowed down in front of a dozen times, and I just turned in. Here's the relevant history. I've wanted a cat my entire adult life. Mia is not a cat person. Every time it came up, she'd say, "Babe, we can barely keep the basil plant alive." The basil plant died in September, and honestly, that was on her. So I walked in raw, unshaved, freshly single as far as I knew, and asked to see the cats. In the last cage on the left was a huge, serious-looking orange guy named Walter, 7 years old. He'd been returned twice, once for being too clingy, which is an insane thing to say about anyone. He looked at me through the bars like a disappointed uncle, then pressed his whole face against my hand. The volunteer said seniors are the hardest to place. I said, "Not today," like an action hero, and signed everything. $90 and one carrier later, Walter was riding shotgun, judging my driving. I then had the most expensive grief shopping session of my life. Litter box, the fancy litter, a tower, 2 beds he'd obviously ignore, a fish toy, and food that costs more per pound than what I eat, somewhere around $350. I posted one photo of Walter loafed on my couch, captioned, "New chapter." My sister replied with 14 question marks. I ignored her. That night, Walter slept on my chest like a weighted blanket with opinions, and I lay there thinking, okay, she left, but I have this magnificent orange man now. Genuinely, it helped. At 8 a.m. Thursday, my doorbell rang. Mia, holding 2 coffees and breakfast sandwiches from our spot, alive, smiling, unbroken up with me. Before I could form words, Walter strutted past my legs and started figure-8ing her ankles like a paid greeter. Her face went through several updates. "Whose cat is this?" "Mine," I said, obviously. "Since when?" "Since you dumped me yesterday." She stared at me for a solid 5 seconds. Sandwich bag frozen midair. "Dumped you?" "Marcus." The text was about my job. Turns out, "I can't do this anymore," was about her manager, the schedule from hell, and the offer she'd gotten from a different firm. She wanted to sit down that night and decide together, because taking it meant a pay cut for 6 months, and she didn't want to make that call without me. Then her phone had died at lunch, she'd left her charger in her gym bag, and she worked until 9, assuming we were on for a cozy career talk. She thought my panicked, "Can we please talk?" was me being supportive. I've never felt like a bigger idiot, and I once locked my keys in a running car. But here's the thing. When I explained the sequence of events, dumped by 11, cat by 6, she laughed so hard she had to sit down on my steps, and Walter climbed directly into her lap like he'd planned the entire operation. And this woman, this alleged non-cat person, looked down at him, then at me and said, "So you got emotionally destroyed and your first move was rescuing a senior citizen?" He was returned twice for loving too much. I said, "We're the same." She took the job, by the way. We talked it through that night on my couch, all 3 of us. Walter voted yes by falling asleep on the offer letter. That was 5 months ago. Mia moved in last month. The tower I bought sits empty because Walter only sleeps on her side of the bed, pressed against her back like a bodyguard. Yesterday I caught her talking to him in a voice I've never once received. Best breakup that never happened. Basil plant's dead again though. Some things you can't fix.